Breaking news, a 3-alarm fire in Midtown injures 5 and shuts down traffic. It happened at 54th Street near Madison Avenue. And that's where we find Alice Gaynor live with the latest. Alice.
Cindy, the fire began in this very popular restaurant behind me, Papillon. You could see it's known for its decorations like those outside at Christmas time. They put a lot of elaborate decorations. They've been having World Cup watch parties. We were just talking to the owners. Unfortunately, they're going to have to close for some time because there's heavy damage in the kitchen. Now, the FDNY says it was a fire in the ductwork. The building essentially above it is a second building. FDNY says the call came in around 7 a.m. Again, the address here, 2254th Street, which is near Madison Avenue. Triggered a large response, 3 alarms, over 90 fire and EMS units, 220 members here. There were 5 minor injuries, with 1 transported to the hospital as a precaution, the FDNY says. They do mention this was an intricate operation. Tishman Spire, the owner of the commercial building at 520 Madison, again, a separate structure, they say Papillon's fire alarm system is physically connected to their building.
Each building had its own separate system. But the ductwork was in the restaurant. It went through their building into the commercial building, which is a very unique operation to have, because at that time it pierced the fire protection from the restaurant and into the commercial building. And that's what they had to overcome with the smoke going through the commercial building. And being in 43 stories, we had to check every floor.
People in the building remain evacuated. 200 people, the FDNY says, were evacuated. And they say they were lucky because the alarm came in so early in the morning that more people weren't inside. Now, in speaking with some workers, they say they'll likely be out of the building for the day. I also stepped inside one of the retail clothing stores, and it reeked of smoke here. One of the workers wasn't sure whether or not all that clothing would have to be removed as a result. Again, as for damage to this very popular restaurant here, unfortunately, they say they're going to have to be closed for some time. They don't have an exact estimate, but the damage, they say, heavy in the kitchen, so people who had events there and that World Cup watch party, which is what they've been doing this whole time, that's going to have to be canceled for Sunday. That's the very latest here from Midtown East. Alice Gaynor, CBS News, New York.
Alice, thank you.